Hare Krishna. Seems like a long time. Meeting after almost 3 weeks. I hope you enjoyed your vacation. So, we are continuing the discussion. Almost we have come to the concluding section of the Bhagavad Gita. We had completed till text 70, where Krishna explained Adhyeshyate chaya imam dharmam samvada avayoho jnanayagyena tenaham ishtasyamiti me mati. Krishna says, and I declare that he who studies the sacred conversation of ours worships me by his intelligence. There are different ways to worship the Lord. Physically, you worship the Lord by worshipping his deity form through our senses, karmendriyas, our hands, we offer paraphernalia. By the legs we may walk to the place and dance. By our eyes we behold the beauty of the Lord. By our ears we hear the glories of the Lord. By our tongue we glorify the Lord, sing the glories of the Lord, name, fame, qualities, pastimes of the Lord. So in this way, through our body and the senses, we worship the Lord in the form of his deity form, Archa Vigraha. Through the mind we worship by chanting the holy name. Manaha trayate iti mantra. By trying to hold the restless mind focused on the object of our meditation, that is the lotus feet of the Lord, just by hearing the name. We don't have to imagine the lotus feet. We just hear the name and try to hold our mind attentively to hear those names. By that we worship through the mind. And here he says, and I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation of ours worships me by his intelligence. This is also a worship. Actually, studying the scripture is another form of worship. Worshipping the Lord through scrutinizing study of his words, his own words. Yamukham padmanabhasya mukhapadmam vinishritaha. It has come from his own mouth. Or devotees who have glorified the Lord. That is Bhagavatam. So Gita is the Lord's own words. So we study attentively. And Bhagavatam is about the glories of the Lord by exalted devotees, compiled by Vyasadeva, glorified by Shukadeva Goswami. Now, continuing further, text 71. Unfortunately, today the laptop is not working, so I'm not able to show this. Anyway, I'll sing it and you can hear. Text 71. Shraddhavan anusuyascha shrunuyadapi yo naraha sopi mukta shubhan lokan prapyat punya karmanam. Shraddhavan anusuyascha shrunuyad api yo naraha so saha api muktaha shubhan lokan prapnuyat punya karmanam. And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets where the pious dwell. Two qualifications are necessary to take full advantage of the hearing of scripture. One is Shraddhavan, faith. Faith comes when there is respect for the authority. And respect comes when there is appreciation of what the authorized source is actually giving. If there is respect for the teacher, there is attention. Attention comes when there is respect. If you don't respect the teacher, then there is no attention. And when there is no attention, there is no retention. Right? This is one of the reasons, even in schools, the first thing is taught is you should respect the teachers. Of course, the teacher should command respect, not demand respect. Especially in spiritual circle, one cannot demand respect. One has to command respect. When does he command respect? When that person practices what he preaches. Integrity is very important. Many people lose faith in the saintly personalities and eventually in the scriptures also, when the so-called saintly personalities speak very exalted philosophy but behave otherwise. So people lose faith. Unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, people don't even know who a sadhu is. They feel anyone who wears saffron is a sadhu. And that's not true. Just like gold. If you don't know what gold is, you can be cheated. If you know what gold is, then you should know how to test gold. And today, it's a good business. Becoming a sadhu is a good business. Without any endeavor, you get a lot of donations, a lot of respect, a lot of worship. It's nice. What you need to do is just wear a cloth and speak eloquently, that's all. So, that's very difficult in Kali Yuga for people to respect authority, any authority. Generally, there is no respect in the society for anyone. So, at such a time, this is very important. And when there is when there is respect, then there is, when you are trustworthy, then there is faith. I trust the source. And that sadhu should be speaking from the Shastra, as it is. And he should also be in harmony with the other great acharyas of the past. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. These are the three checklists. So, Shraddhavan Anusuyascha. One, he is repeating from the scriptures. Number two, he is quoting the conclusion as transmitted by the disciplic succession of pure saintly souls. And he also is living up to what he is speaking. That is Guru actually. So, Shraddhavan Anusuyascha. Second qualification is one should not be envious. Subtly we are envious when we want a position in this world. When we want a position in this world and anyone else accepts that position, we become envious. Who can be non-envious? To the extent we have made our goal the kingdom of God, the spiritual world, to that extent we can be non-envious. Of course, in a practical world, there may be some competition. In corporate world, you have to work and you have to compete. You have to do the needful to live in this world. But there are two aspects. One is the external aspect, another one is internal aspect. Externally, because we are living in a society in Kali Yuga, we should not be simpletons. We should not be naive. We should not be, such apparently, like innocent people. so that people can take undue advantage of our innocence. Now we have to be shrewd and smart and functioning in this world. Heart of heart, one should cultivate. Spirituality is an internal cultivation, not merely external exhibition. External exhibition anyone can do, but internal cultivation is most important. Mahabharata tells us how to live in this world. Bhagavatam tells us how one should do internal cultivation. That is what we will be beginning after this Bhagavad Gita finishes. It's an internal development. True spirituality is an internal journey. That's not for showing off. That's not to show the world how exalted I am. No. Externally you may be as good as any other person. But internally one should develop these qualities. So, Anusuyascha means, to the extent we acknowledge Krishna is the creator, the proprietor and the enjoyer. To the extent we think we are the proprietor and enjoyer, we will become envious of anyone who is enjoying and controlling more than us. Naturally, subtly. If someone gets attention, we become envious. If someone gets more praise, and I feel this person is less qualified than me and he is getting a lot of, or he gets a better position than me, I'm envious. Originally, envy starts because we are envying the Lord. If you are envious of anyone, we are envying the Lord because the Lord has given somebody, according to their karma, some kind of benefits. It means we don't know. Lord, you're a fool, you don't understand. किसको दिया यार तुमने? आपके लिस्ट में मैं नहीं हूं क्या? कम पड़ गए हैं क्या हमारे? फील like that. So, Shraddhavan Anusuyascha Shrunuyad Apiyo Naraha. One who hears with these two qualifications, with faith and with non-envy, then Saha Api Muktaha, he can immediately get liberated. That doesn't mean you get a halo around your head as you are hearing the talk, but you become indifferent to the dualities of the world. What is the sign of self-realization happening? What is the difference between material consciousness and spiritual consciousness? Very simple. In material consciousness, people take the needs of the physical and the subtle body very seriously. And they are indifferent to the need of the soul. हुआ तो हुआ, नहीं हुआ तो नहीं हुआ, चलता है. But the needs of the gross and the subtle body बहुत गंभीर है, करना ही पड़ेगा. While a person to the extent is becoming self-realized, is functioning in the world like any other ordinary person, materialistic person. But internally, he is taking the need of the soul very seriously. The food for the soul is taken very seriously, and the needs of the gross and subtle body is little indifferent. आया तो आया, नहीं आया तो भी उतना विचलित नहीं होना. Not becoming unduly anxious, knowing Krishna will provide, do the needful. This is a sign that the internal journey is happening. So asaha api muktaha. To that extent, people feel relieved, people feel liberated from the anxieties and fears of this world. It is not that they experience, but it doesn't affect them as it used to before. Earlier, tremendous anxiety, tremendous fear. But now, understand that's the nature of the world. Everyone has to face it. आएगा जाएगा. शीतोष्ण सुख दुखदा आगमापायिनो अनित्या. आएंगे वो जाएंगे. बारिश आएगा 3 महीना, उसके बाद जाएगा. छाता लेके घूमते रहो बस. धूप आएगा, फिर ठंडी आएगी, स्वेटर लेके घूमोगे, और क्या करेंगे? Not unduly restricted. So vimukta, to the extent we hear regularly, we will experience all this. So vimukta shubhan lokan prapnuyat punya karmana. Hearing the scriptures in a proper environment, from proper authorities, with a proper attitude. If it is done, then one of the benefits that you may experience is purification of one's existence. Shrinvatam Sakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. Punya. It is the most pious activity. Can you imagine? No pious activity can compare to this activity of hearing with faith and without envy. Why? Because all the pious activities, worshipping the Lord, puja, observing some vows, vrata, chanting so many kinds of ashtakas and shatakas, japa, or tirtha, going to the holy places and dipping in the river waters, holy river waters, or charity, dana, or austerities, tapasya. What is it done for? For purification, purifying one's existence. And by just sitting and hearing from proper sources with a proper consciousness gets you same benefit as all these punya karmas performed together. Because when you are hearing, you are actually bathing in the holy nectar of Krishna Katha Amrita. You are bathing your heart through your ears. You are bathing in the holiest of all holy waters of Krishna Kathamrita, Krishna Namamrita. You are giving the greatest charity, your consciousness. It is the greatest tapasya, sitting at one place and focusing your mind. The mind is restless. So trying to bring your mind to listen attentively, imagine, try to sit one place for 45 minutes or 1 hour. It's not easy. Very difficult. But Krishna, very mercifully, Krishna means all attractive. Akarshayati is Krishna. And so we are doing the greatest austerity. Sitting at one place, doing the greatest charity, because you are watering the root of the tree, you are watering the whole tree of this creation. So in this way, punya karmana. Then, text 72, Krishna says, Kachide tachutam partha tvayekagrena chetasa kachidajnana sammoha pranataste dhananjaya. O son of Pratha, O conqueror of wealth, have you heard this with an attentive mind? And are your ignorance and illusion now dispelled? Arjuna has taken the role of a student and Krishna the teacher. And the teacher, after giving the whole lecture, should ask the students, have you heard attentively? And if you have heard attentively, there has to be two results. Number one, your misconceptions, illusion, misconception. मेरे को लग रहा था मैं शरीर हूं, अब समझ में आया मैं शरीर नहीं हूं, आत्मा हूं. ओ मेरे को लग रहा था सब भगवान है, अभी पता चला ये भगवान है और ये सब देवता है. मेरे को लग रहा था ये सब कर सकते हैं, पर अभी मालूम हुआ कि कर्म का फल मिलता है. So many misconceptions or illusions that we had is dispelled. And we were ignorant about certain things. We became knowledgeable. So these are the two benefits. Therefore Krishna is asking, Kachid etat shrutam partha tvayaiva ekagrena. Ekagra hokar kya sumne suna? Did you hear with attention? And if you really heard with attention, Kachid ajnana sammoha pranataste dhananjaya. Has it all gone? Has your illusion gone? Has your ignorance gone? I hope every time you come here, when you go back, there is some dispelling of ignorance and misconceptions, if you have heard with attention. Which means Krishna is asking, any point if you have not understood, ask me. I am going to again clarify. Or, if you haven't understood anything, I am ready to repeat from chapter 1. Don't tell me that. Huh? It will take another 4.5 years. Krishna did it in 1.5 hours. I don't mind. Seriously, I don't mind. If you say, Prabhuji, kuch samajh mein nahi hai, kuch bhi nahi. So we will start. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. First chapter, first verse. I don't mind. But you have to wait for 4.5 years to start Bhagavatam. Krishna, such a wonderful teacher. He is not worried about syllabus completion. He is considered about the effect. Has your illusion gone? That's the purpose of knowledge. Has your ignorance gone? If not, better hear again. Better clarify. Which means, by the time we come to this, we should be ready to do what Arjuna is going to do. If you are all ready, I am going to tell what Arjuna told, reply to this. Let us repeat this. Try to repeat. Arjuna uvacha nashto moha smritir labdha tvat prasadan maya chuta sthitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. Let's repeat again because very important verse. Arjuna uvacha nashto moha smritir labdha tvat prasadan maya chuta sthitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt, and I am prepared to act according to your instructions. If we have heard Bhagavad Gita attentively and non-enviously like Arjuna, then this should be our conclusion also. If it is not, then at least we should regularly read it at home. 4 things Arjuna is telling. 4 things are happening. You can check for yourself. This is a good test. This is a good litmus test to understand whether we have heard the Gita properly. Pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Not only hearing, sincerely with a desire to put it to practice in our own life. So first benefit or first result, nashto moha. All my moha is gone. Next, smritir labdha. I got my memory back. I had forgotten. I lost my memory. Now I got my memory back. Sthitosmi gata sandeha. All my doubts are finished, slashed, completely smashed. All my doubts are gone. Karishye vachanam tava. And if all these 3 has happened, then the natural result is karishye vachanam tava. I will follow your order. I'll follow your order. Because that is my Sanatana Dharma. That's my ultimate duty of life. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja. Aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. So has these 4 things happened to you? Nashto moha. Nashto moha. What is the moha? What is the illusion? Janasya mohoyam aham mameti. The greatest illusion is we think we are this body. We are absorbed in the bodily concept of life. We are engrossed. Our activities are centered towards taking care of the body alone. Our mind is absorbed in materialistic activities. Our intelligence is so alert to make sure that all these needs are provided. We are very, very alert. But the activity of the soul, the absorption of the soul, the alertness of the soul's need, we are indifferent. That means our illusion is not gone. To the extent our illusion goes away, nashto moha, then smritir labdha. What is your smriti? Smriti means to memory. What is that memory? We have become vismriti. Vismriti means we are forgetful of who we are and what's our relationship. Who we are. I am not the body, I am the soul. And the soul is Mamaivamsho Jivaloke Jivbhuta Sanadana. Soul is part and parcel of Krishna. Jiver Swarubhoy Krishna Nitya Das. First and foremost, we are the servants of Krishna. All other designations are bodily superimposition. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told this very famous verse. Naham Vipro, I am not. Vipro doesn't mean I am working in Vipro. Naham Vipra, Vipra means Brahmana. Naham Vipro, I am not a Brahmana. Nacha Narapatihi, I am not a Kshatriya. Napi Vaishyo, I am not a Vaishya. Na Shudro, no, I am not a Shudra. Naham Varni, I am not a Brahmachari. Na Grihapati, not a Grahastha. Na Vanasto, not a Vanaprastha. Yatirva, I am not even a... So there are 4 Varnas and 4 Ashram. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra are the 4 Varna, and Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa are the social orders, spiritual orders. Social order is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Spiritual order is Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha. I am none of these. Though Mahaprabhu was a householder at one time. Later he took sannyas. But he is telling, I am not a sannyasi. I am not a Brahmana. I am not a Kshatriya. Now who am I? Gopi bhartuhu padakamalayur das dasanudas. My eternal identity, because I am not the body. Body will be left and I will go. Mind, intelligence, ego, false ego also I have to leave one day. Who am I? I am not the body, I am the soul. And the soul is eternally part of God, meant to serve the Lord. Smritir labdha. So, nashto mohaha, any other designations go to the background, and the real identity and designation as the servant, not just the servant of the Lord, smritir labdha. And obviously sometimes doubts come. Does really Lord exist? Am I really the body or the soul? But if we have heard properly, regularly, eagerly, faithfully, attentively, desperately, sure enough, our illusions will gradually go away and our memory will be back. On a long-term basis, not only till lecture or immediately 5 minutes after the lecture, till we go to the lift. Once lift goes down, our consciousness also goes down. Not like that. In the beginning it may happen, but eventually it should be permanent. Sitaha asmi gata sandeha. Now there is no doubt, as we have several times discussed. Doubt is like a brake for the vehicle of bhakti, and faith is like the accelerator to the vehicle of bhakti. So doubt should be going away and faith should be increasing. Tat prasada. And if faith is there, faith is the internal thing. Faith is the symptom of love of God. Surrender is its external manifestation. One who has faith will surrender to the instruction of the Lord and is representative. That is a proof that we have developed faith. We will surrender to the instructions of the Lord. If Krishna says, shoot Arjun, yes, my Lord. Without a question, knowing fully well that, yes, he is my well-wisher, he is my master, I am his servant, first and foremost. So this is the text. And if all these three has happened, karishye vachanam tava, whatever you order me, I will do it. This is the test. How does it happen? We have heard for so many years. Why doesn't it happen to us? One thing Krishna is telling, Arjuna is telling, which is very important. More than the four things is one thing. Can anyone tell me which is the most important word here in this verse? No, in this verse there is one particular word. He's telling, because of this, these four things have happened. Huh? Yes. Who said that? Please repeat loudly. Tot prasada. Prasad khana chahiye. Is that the meaning? What is that prasada? Exactly. This is all happened not because of all my sadhana is just to receive your mercy. Ultimately, it's your mercy that is going to make this happen. So all these four things have happened not because of my endeavor alone. Simply endeavoring will not do. Our endeavor will simply attract the mercy of the Lord. And when mercy comes, then this is easy. Then the question is, Prabhuji, कहाँ मिलता है ये mercy? मार्केट में रेट क्या है इसका? किलो कितना? Where is this mercy available? How do we get this mercy? What attracts mercy towards us? What should we do to attract this mercy? Because mercy is everything. If you get the mercy, very easy to get out of illusion. Very easy to remember who you are. Very easy to remove all your illusion. Very easy to follow the instructions of the Lord also. How to get this mercy? The $1,000,000 question. And in the remaining time that is available, 15-20 minutes, I am going to tell you a wonderful incident where the Lord had told one person, I will never give my mercy. But that person did few activities, showed certain qualities by which instantly he acquired and attracted the mercy of the Lord. The Lord changed his mind. He had told he will never give mercy, but he decided to give mercy. Next week, this coming Sunday, is Jagannath Rath Yatra. This is done in commemoration. In fact, here in Radha Giridhari temple, they observe the Rath Yatra on the same day that it is done in Jagannath Puri. Since time immemorial. It's going on, amazing. The Mughal rule was there, the British rule was there, so many invaders came and so many ups and downs. But amazingly, since millennium and after millennium, this wonderful festival and this wonderful worship is just going on and on and on. What an amazing determination of these Dhamvasis of Jagannath Puri. And thanks to Srila Prabhupada, very mercifully, by his mercy, sitting at your doorstep, you can also pull the Rath in your own locality. And not only you here, practically in all the 7 continents, most of the countries of the world, this Rath Yatra is being celebrated. Major cities of the world. Just because of one personality's special mercy. 500 years ago, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, the Supreme Lord himself, he is Krishna, Kali Yuga avatar. He had taken sannyas at the age of 24 and left Navadvip in Bengal. And on the instruction of his mother, she said, don't go to Vrindavan, which is too far away. Stay in Jagannath Puri, at least I'll get to hear about you off and on when somebody comes. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after taking sannyas, stayed at Jagannath Puri. While staying at Jagannath Puri, he delivered and liberated one great soul, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was the guru of the king of Orissa, Maharaj Prataparudra. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was an extremely brilliant scholar. He was a world-renowned scholar. People from all directions would come, even sannyasis, even though he was a householder, very, very powerful intellectual, knower of the scriptures. Sannyasis would come and hear from him. But he was a dry logician. He didn't have devotion of that caliber. But by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, that's a long story, but I'm not going to speak about that. He became completely transformed into one of the greatest devotees of the Lord. a lover of God. He was mad in ecstasy. When the king of Orissa came to know about the transformation of his guru, who was a super brilliant scholar, he asked Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he said, "My dear Bhattacharya, my dear Guruji, you please tell me, I have heard that one powerful sannyasi has come to our town." He said, "Yes. I heard his name is Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya." "Yes, yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." "I heard he is very merciful." "Yes, yes, yes, he is very merciful." "I heard he has delivered you." "Yes. He has really transformed me by infusing my heart with pure loving devotion." "So my dear Bhattacharya ji, even I want to meet the Lord." No, you can't meet." "Why?" "He is a very renowned, very renounced sannyasi. And sannyasis generally, 500 years ago, it was very strict. They would never even come very close to women. Very high standard. Even women would support to offer their respect from a distance. Because the whole world is after WWW. Wine, women, or wealth actually. Wealth, women, and worship. The whole world is thirsty after these three things. Wealth, thirst for wealth, thirst for the opposite sex, not just women, for women, men, for men, women. Or sex life. And third is the subtle sex, is puja, labh and pratishtha. Honor, worship, distinction, respect. Everyone, the whole world is hungry and mad after these things. And if you are supposed to have renounced the world, then you should be renounced these three things. And therefore the sannyasi is not supposed to indulge in these three things. I call it www.com. www. If you put full stop, then you become calm, not calm. Calm. If you want to be calm, then full stop to www. The hunger. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavatat bhakti rahaitu." So earlier the sannyasis were so strict that no woman was allowed to come even close to them. Wealth, obviously they would be very simple. They wouldn't carry anything for the evening also. They have to do bhiksha, whatever comes, they eat. After eating, they cannot store it. अगर 4 आम है क्या, ये आम थैली में डाल के दे दो, शाम को कल सुबह खाऊंगा. No, eat, get out. Next village. And if something comes, okay. Nothing comes, fast. Very strict it was. That was the standard. Chaitanya was sannyasi, shiromani. So he was very strict. He wouldn't meet a king. King means pence, pound and shilling, as Prabhupada writes. They are involved with power, position, money, wealth and all these kind of diplomacy, not that. So Lord Chaitanya would never meet such kings. They would never go. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, no my dear king, he is a very renounced sannyasi and he is not going to meet you. No, please, request him. So on too much of insistence, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya requested Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya became extremely grave. And he said, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, you are such a big scholar. You are a knower of all the scriptures. You know who I am. I am a sannyasi. And you are requesting me. It doesn't befit you. The next time if you ask me to meet the king, I will leave Jagannath Puri and go away from here. I'll go away from here. And so therefore, he said, okay, my lord, at least to stay here. So, said, okay. And then Lord Chaitanya traveled to South India for 2 years. So the king asked Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he said, he's already staying in a holy place. Why did he leave? Why has he go to all the holy places? The Lord is here in Jagannath Puri. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya laughed and he said, you don't understand who this person is. This person is not an ordinary sannyasi. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna himself. I said, what? What are you talking? He said, yes, I am telling you, this personality is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who has descended in the form of his own devotee to teach love of Krishna. Maharaj Prataprudra instantly accepted the word from the mouth of his spiritual master and he said, if you are such a knowledgeable person, I have full faith and trust in you. When you say that Lord Chaitanya is God, I accept him as God. I accept him as God. This was the first qualification Maharaj Prataprudra showed. Full faith in the word of his Guru. Then Mahaprabhu after 2 years came back. When he came back, Maharaj Prataprudra was approached by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, his Guru. And he said, Lord Chaitanya is coming back to Jagannath Puri. But now I want you to provide him a place of residence. Very close, it should be very close to Lord Jagannath because he goes to have darshan every day. Number 2, it should be in a secluded place and very, very peaceful. No noise, very, very peaceful and secluded place. But it should be near to the temple. So Maharaj Prataprudra thought about it and he said, yes, the superintendent of the temple, he stays very close by, Kashi Mishra. His name was Kashi Mishra. His house is close to temple, secluded and very peaceful. So he told Kashi Mishra, he ordered Kashi Mishra, he called him, told him, would you accommodate Chaitanya? He said, what do you mean accommodate? It's my good fortune if the Lord comes and stays. No problem. So he provided a wonderful facility. Lord Chaitanya came and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya showed him that place. Then again the king approached Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He said, I have heard that he has delivered Jagai and Madhai, the lowest of people. Am I more fallen than them? Has Lord Chaitanya come with a wow, I will deliver the whole world except Maharaj Prataprudra? मेरे को क्यों छोड़ते हो यार? Please tell him. Please tell him. So again Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya went. Lord Chaitanya got so angry. He said, the other time if you ask, I will permanently go away from here. I said, no. Okay, you settle here. So Maharaj Prataprudra became a little pacified. Then again after some time he said, no, I want to once see Lord Chaitanya. Once see him, that's all. Have his darshan. And then he told Nityananda Prabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu took a piece of cloth that Lord Chaitanya used. And he gave it to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya gave it to Lord Maharaj Prataprudra, just by seeing that cloth that Lord Chaitanya used, he just embraced it to his heart. With tears he was bathing it. And he kept it on the altar and used to worship it every day as good as Lord Chaitanya. He felt so pacified that at least I am come in contact indirectly with Lord Chaitanya. After some time, again he became restless. This time, Lord Chaitanya told, okay, I will not meet him because he is a king. He has a designation of the king. You can send his son, because son is the representative of the father. And the son was brought. The son was, generally Jagannath, Orissa people are a little dark in color. They're a little darkish. The son of Maharaj Prataprudra was a little darkish in color. And he was wearing yellow dhoti and a kind of a uttariya. When he came, Lord Chaitanya, he was so highly Krishna conscious. He looked like Krishna because dark in color and yellow dhoti and uttariya. So Lord Chaitanya said, oh Krishna, Krishna, you have reminded me of Krishna. And he embraced this son of Maharaj Prataprudra. As soon as Lord Chaitanya embraced him, that fellow started, shivering with pure love for Krishna. He infused his heart with pure love of God. And so this fellow was Krishna, Krishna. He was like, tears were pouring from his eyes. His hair was standing on end. His mouth was, like, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. He fainted. He instantly got pure love for Krishna. Everyone was very happy. And when that boy went back, and when Maharaj Prataprudra embraced his son, he also felt ecstatic. He was specified. Chalo, at least I embraced somebody who has embraced Lord Chaitanya. After some time, Maharaj Prataprudra was so eager to meet and receive the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. He called Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya to his home. He said, my dear Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya ji, please listen to me carefully. If my being the king, just because the title king I have is stopping me from getting the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, I am taking a vow. Today, I will give up my kingship. I will give up my kingdom. I will give up everything. I will become a mendicant. I will, like wear one, what, kopin and this one, like a mendicant. But I want to meet Lord Chaitanya. And he was serious. He was not joking. He would have done it had not Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya stopped him. He said, my dear king, hold on, don't do it. Don't do it. But I appreciate, because you have such determination and eagerness to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, very soon you shall get it. This was another quality that Maharaj Prataprudra showed. He was ready to renounce anything that came between him and the mercy of the Lord. That was amazing quality that Maharaj Prataprudra showed. Now Maharaj Prataprudra had a governor under him, like a minister. His name was Ramananda Rai. Now Ramananda Rai was a very, very exalted devotee who was in Andhra Pradesh. And Lord Chaitanya had met him on his South India tour. And he told him, you resign from your job and come and stay with me in Jagannath Puri, because you are such a great devotee. So Ramananda Rai wrote a resignation letter, came to Jagannath Puri and gave it to Maharaj Prataprudra and told, I am resigning. Maharaj Prataprudra said, why? Why are you resigning? Because Lord Chaitanya has asked me to come and stay with him permanently. Can you imagine? The king is sitting and his servant is coming and telling, मैं महाप्रभु के पास जाऊंगा, परमानेंटली जीवन भर रहूंगा और तू इधर ही बैठे रह. If the boss is not receiving something and the servant comes and says, permanently I am going to receive that, If you were to be in Maharaj Prataparudra's position, what would you do? Frankly tell me. बोला ओए वापस जा तेरे बाग में और रेसिग्नेशन लेटर और उनको बोल मैं आऊंगा उनकी जगह पे तेरे जगह पे. As soon as Maharaj Prataparudra heard that Ramanand Rai has been requested by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself to resign and leave everything and come and stay with him permanently, Maharaj Prataparudra instantly got up from his seat, embraced Ramanand Rai with tears in his eyes. He told, "You are so fortunate, Ramanand Rai. You are so fortunate. What I have not received, you are receiving. Please, please go ahead. Immediately you go. I accept your resignation. But I am telling you, for the rest of your life, whatever salary you are getting, you will get the same salary till the last day of your life. What I could not receive, you are so fortunate to receive. Go ahead and have no anxiety. I will provide the same salary what you are getting for the rest of your life." And when Ramanand Rai went and told Lord Chaitanya, "My Lord, the love that Lord Maharaj Prataparudra has for you, I don't have that much love. Just by hearing your name, there were tears from his eyes. When he came to know that I am coming to meet you, he embraced me, he praised my good fortune, and not only he accepted my resignation, but gave me full salary for the rest of my life." When Lord Chaitanya heard how Maharaj Prataparudra was non-envious, he was not envious, but rather so happy to know that somebody else is receiving the mercy, which I am not receiving. My subordinate is receiving mercy that I am not receiving. He could have been envious, but he was non-envious. He just allowed that. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became much more, he was very strong. He became little more pacified. He said, oh, Krishna will surely show him mercy. Some days later, the season of Rath Yatra came, and many devotees from Bengal, all Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates, they all came. And when Maharaj Prataparudra came to know that those devotees who are very dear to Lord Chaitanya are coming in large numbers from Bengal, personally Maharaj Prataparudra arranged for their living quarters. He made arrangement for their lodging. He arranged personal arrangement for Jagannath's prasad to be distributed to them every day, and made sure that everyone was comfortable in their lodging and food arrangements. When Lord Chaitanya heard how Maharaj Prataparudra took personal interest to serve the devotees, he became much more happy, much more soft in terms of dealing with Maharaj Prataparudra. Then, the day of Rath Yatra came. Even today, if you go to Jagannath Puri, before the Rath starts, the king of Orissa comes with a broomstick which is made of solid gold. He comes and sweeps the street in front of the Lord. Now, sweeper is like a lowly job. But personally, the king of Orissa, giving up all the designation, takes a humble position of a sweeper in front of the Lord and does that. And when Lord Chaitanya saw Maharaj Prataparudra with tears in his eyes, humbly taking the position of a insignificant street sweeper for the pleasure and satisfaction in the service of Lord Jagannath, Lord Chaitanya became extremely happy and more softer. Then the Rath Yatra started. And as the Rath Yatra was going on, Lord Chaitanya was dancing like a madman. He would jump 6-7 feet high and fall to the ground. Like a pack of bones, he would fall down. So surprisingly, nothing would happen to him. His hairs would stand on end. From his eyes, tears would flow like holy pichkari. It would squirt out like this and fall on people. And foam would be coming out of his mouth and tears would be pouring, and he would fall on the ground and dance like a madman in ecstasy of love of Krishna. Everyone was watching. Maharaj Prataprudra, in that crowd, lakhs of people are there. Maharaj Prataprudra gradually started moving close to behold Lord Chaitanya, at least in the kirtan. As he was coming closer, because the lakhs of people, devotees would hold like this chain and make a circle, 2 or 3 circles around Lord Chaitanya, so that crowd doesn't come and disturb his dancing. So devotees were holding like this. Simple devotees, they were holding hands and making a chain, human chain, 2, 3 level like that. And Maharaj Prataprudra came. Now when Maharaj came, there were many servants, bodyguards and servants with him. And the servant wanted to facilitate. Oh, Maharaj is coming, Maharaj is coming. Everyone went around. But the devotees kirtan was going on, mad kirtan was going on, lot of sound was being made. Nobody could hear anyone, each other. So they were holding. And the servant tried to push the devotees who had made the chain. So he was trying to, push the devotees like this. And the devotees were absorbed in hearing the kirtan and looking at Lord Chaitanya. So they just pushed. He didn't know who it is. They just keep pushing. And the servant is trying to push. And nobody's bothering to look. And the third time the servant, his name was Harichandan. When Harichandan, the servant, powerfully built servant, when he tried to push the devotee for the third time, there was one devotee, Srivas Thakur. He didn't even know who is that. Third time he pushed, he just slapped him straight without even seeing who it is. He just slapped him and again held the hand. Now Harichandan, the servant of Maharaj Prataprudra. Sometimes in today, the politicians are not as haughty as their assistants. Harichandan got really angry. Maharaj ka seva. Oh. He was about to say something to Srivas Thakur. Maharaj Prataprudra held the hand of Harichandan, pushed him back, and he said, "You are so fortunate. You received special mercy of Chaitanya's servant. I wish I could receive it." That was his mood. He didn't say that, but he said, "You have received special mercy. Don't do anything. Keep quiet." Which means Maharaj Prataprudra saw every event as a special mercy of the Lord. Whatever happens, there is something there. Now, Lord Chaitanya is the omniscient Lord in the heart of Maharaj Prataprudra also. He understood the humility and the devotion of Lord Maharaj Prataprudra. The dance went on for many hours. And then at a place called Balagandi, the Ratha stopped. Every time it stops there for some time. And lot of offerings are made to Jagannath on the way to Gundicha temple. They make offerings of juices, fruits, and so many items, eatables. Huge, profuse items. Huge drums of juices are offered to him. And during that time, Lord Chaitanya and associates were dancing for hours together. So they were all tired. They went into a nearby garden. Beautiful garden. It's called Jagannath. Today also, if you can see, you'll see that. Beautiful garden. So Lord Chaitanya was kind of, relaxing along with all the devotees. Because they knew the offering will go on for about an hour. So after that, they will go and join the Kirtan. And as Lord Chaitanya was sleeping along, just resting, relaxing with all the devotees are also taking rest under the tree, here, there, everywhere, on the sand. Maharaj Pratap, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya approached Maharaj Pratap Rudra. He said, Maharaj, this is the time to approach Lord Chaitanya. Go now. He is taking rest. You start massaging his feet. So, Maharaj Pratap Rudra was so scared. Are you sure I should do it? He said, yeah, go do it. Maharaj Pratap Rudra removed all the kingly cloth. He just wore a simple uttariya and a dhoti like any ordinary devotee. And put the tilak. He was just like a simple devotee. He removed all the royal paraphernalia, all the opulences. And slowly, with heart beating, he approached Lord Chaitanya. He was thinking, but my Guru has told me, I'll do it. So he approached. And before even approaching Lord Chaitanya, he touched the feet and took the blessings of all his devotees. You please give me blessings that I may serve Lord Chaitanya. And then he went and sat kneeling at the feet of Lord Chaitanya and started slowly, because Lord Chaitanya was tired and relaxing after dancing for hours. He started massaging his feet. Maharaj Pratap Rudra was in ecstasy. He was massaging the feet. And Lord Chaitanya, he didn't know, he was just kind of sleeping, relaxing. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had told him, during this time, chant the Gopi Geet. That is very pleasing to Lord Chaitanya. So while massaging his feet, Maharaj Pratap Rudra was singing the Gopi Geet. There are about 20 verses. And he had looks like he had a very melodious voice. King, very trained person. He was singing, absorbed, very devotionally, wonderfully, and he was massaging the feet. And while singing, there is one verse in the Gopi Geet. And he started singing that verse. And that verse is like this. The verse goes like, Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham shravanamangalam Srimadattatam bhuvi grinantiye bhurida jana. These the gopis are singing in separation from Lord Krishna. And the gopis are telling, Tava katha amritam. My dear Lord Krishna, the nectar of the glories of yours, your katha of your name, form, qualities. Tava katha amritam, tapta jivanam. People who are miserable, tapatraya. Misery is caused by body and mind, other living entities, natural disturbance. People are suffering. For the suffering people of this world, tava kathamritam, it is like, suppose you are, thirsty and suffering in the sun, hot sun, and suddenly somebody gives you, ye juice laya hu aapke liye. How much, like rejuvenating and nourishing it is. So, tava kathamritam, tapta jivanam. For people who are suffering in this world, it is such a relief. Kavibhir iditam. And these songs about Krishna are sung by great devotees, kavis, poets. So many wonderful poets have composed so many beautiful prayers in glorification of Lord Krishna and different forms of the Lord. Kavibhiriditam and kalmasha apaham. All the contamination of the heart, they cleanse out. Just like when you put water on something, all the dirt gets cleansed. By hearing this nectar through the ears, it goes to the heart. Kalmashapaham. And Shravana Mangalam. Just by hearing, our life becomes completely auspicious. Shravana Mangalam, Shrimad-Atatam, and it gives us the ultimate wealth. What is that wealth? Wealth means purchasing power, isn't it? Wealth means purchasing power. The greatest wealth is bhakti in the heart, because bhakti can purchase Krishna. Bhakti can purchase Krishna. Krishna is sold out to a devotee's love. So Shrimad-Atatam, and therefore the gopis are telling, Bhuvi Grinantiye, those people who travel all over the world simply to share this beautiful Krishna Katha with the whole world, like Prabhupada did, traveled 14 times around the planet, sharing Krishna consciousness, sharing Bhagavatam, sharing Bhagavad Gita, sharing Krishna Katha. Such people, Bhurida Jana. Bhurida means most magnanimous, most munificent, most charitable people in the whole creation. Nobody can be more charitable than these personalities. As soon as Lord Chaitanya heard this, he jumped up and he said, Bhurida, Bhurida. He jumped up as he was sleeping. He jumped up and said, Bhurida, Bhurida, Bhurida. Speak again, speak again. Please speak again. And Maharaj Prataprudra, in that dress of a mendicant, like an ordinary devotee, was again and again singing the same verse. Eventually, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu grabbed Maharaj Prataprudra and embraced him so tightly. Both of them fainted for a long time. Then both of them got up. Again both were embracing, bathing each other. Both were bathing each other with their tears. And again they would fall unconscious. And after a long time, Lord Chaitanya asked this devotee. He said, who are you? You have come and given me so much happiness by reminding me of Krishna, by speaking about Krishna Katha. Please tell me, who are you? If you were to be in that place, what would you say? You would have given your iCard. You know who I am? King of Orissa, Maharaj Prataprudra. Palace का address ये है, आ जाना, 7 बजे appointment. You know what Maharaj Prataprudra said? Raja kohe ami tumar daser anudas. Bhrityero bhrityo karo ei mora ash. Raja kahe, the king said, Ami tomar daser anudas. I am the servant of your servant. Bhrityero bhrityo karo. Just accept me as the servant of your servants. That's my only aspiration. That's my identity. That's my identity. In this way, Lord Chaitanya, who had decided not to give mercy to the king, eventually profusely showered his mercy to Lord Prataprudra, because he demonstrated certain qualities which attracted the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. The reason why I told you this story, the reason why Lord, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami tells this story, is to tell us what qualities should we develop if we want to attract the mercy of the Lord. Because mercy of the Lord gives us Nashto Moha, Smritir Labdva, Gata Sandeha, Karishe Vachanam Tava. First and foremost, Maharaj Prataprudra showed full faith in the word of his Guru. He said, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God. He accepted. He didn't ask, Aisa kaisa? Ye kaun sa avatar hai? Kahan likha hai Shastra mein? He had full faith. Number two, he was ready to give up anything in order to receive the mercy. Anything that came in between him and the mercy, he was ready to give up. That determination, though he didn't give it up, but he was ready. That was his readiness. So eager he was. He accepted whatever the belongings of the Lord to be as important and as worshipable as the Lord Himself. Sometimes we get, some garland used by the Lord, or some ornaments used by the Lord. They are non-different from the Lord. They are His own possessions. They are as worshipable as the Lord Himself. So He was very happy. He was non-envious. That's the most important part. When his governor, an assistant, came and said that I have received, he didn't become envious, but rather he wanted to award him, reward him, and facilitate his service to Lord Chaitanya, even though he didn't receive it. He was ready to take a humble menial service of even sweeping for the pleasure of the Lord and His devotees. A devotee is ready to do any menial service, because in devotional service, nothing high, nothing low. It's all absolute. Whether it is sitting in front of thousands of people and giving a lecture and receiving garland, or whether it is just sweeping the floor like a menial, humble servant. In the eyes of the Lord, both the services are absolute and same. Nothing is higher and nothing is lower. Maharaj Prataprudra understood that. He was happily doing the sweeping for the pleasure of Lord Jagannath. And whatever, even a slap that was received by his servant, he saw it as a mercy. When good things happen, we say it is mercy of the Lord. But when sometimes Krishna slaps us in whatever way, we don't know. Sometimes He may slap us in various ways. Do we still say, thank you Krishna? Kya mara? Nahi marta to main sudharta nahi shayad. Who knows? Yeah. Only a mother will slap the child. Sometimes she pats the child, sometimes she slaps the child. Both are an expression of her love, because she loves her child. She doesn't slap neighbor's child. So a devotee has full faith that if I am surrendering to Krishna, Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva. Pita hamasya jagato mata dhata. So when Krishna is taking charge of my life, sometimes He may pat me if I am behaving well, sometimes He may slap me. Both are for my benefit. Never questioning, why like this? इतना जपा करने के बाद ऐसा क्यों थप्पड़ मारा? And finally, on the order of the Lord, on the order of the Guru, Sarvabhautacharya, he took a humble position of being the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. He said, I am just your servant of your servant. Very easy to speak this. मैं आपके सेवकों का सेवक हूं. Can you imagine? Servant is a very derogatory kind of a term. Hey, नौकर. नौकर? मैं तेरा नौकर हूं क्या? Sometimes people say this, right? Everyone wants to be Malik. Nobody wants to be नौकर. नौकरों का नौकर. दासानु दास. But that is the attitude of every sincere devotee. And therefore Lord Chaitanya showered His mercy to Maharaj Prataprudra. So the reason why I told the story is, these are some of the characteristics that Maharaj Prataprudra showed to attract the mercy. Now we cannot imitate such great souls, but at least if we sincerely try to follow in the footsteps of these personalities, then someday we will also receive the mercy of the Lord, and then our life will be successful. Next week, we will absolutely complete the Bhagavad Gita. Today I wanted to finish, but this 73rd verse of Arjuna, this is the last verse of Arjuna in the Gita. After this, Sanjay is going to speak the rest. From 74 to 78. 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 verses. Sanjay will speak. And next time, I have to complete all the 5 verses. By 8:30. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki. Maharaj Prataprudra ki. Nitai Gaura Premanandi. Hare